Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, this is the city, Los Angeles, California. That's where we are for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A few short moments ago, running back Todd Gurley trying to fire up the Ram faithful here in Southern California as his guys get set to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. The headshots here are the offensive unit, and what about Brandon Cooks?
If he's not a 1,000-yard receiver every year he's healthy in the league, I'll be surprised. Came out of college wanting to be a pro, studied all the best receivers in the NFL before he even got to the league.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Out of the gun, Goff. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner. A look now at the starters on this 49er defense. They played really well in the win last week over the Redskins.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check 99. Check 99.
Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
The pickup there, 5 yards.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Goff. He gets it to Cooks. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Back across midfield, just across midfield at the 49. Credit the sack to Fred Warner. You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room, and what did it say over the door? Rush the passer. It's a philosophy. It's a statement. That's who they want to be, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, an opening drive sack. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And that is incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23. And a quick look now at the offense for the 49ers.
And everyone always tells me the fullback is leaving the game, and then I say, hold it a second. What about Kyle Juszczyk? 2-time Pro Bowler, maybe the best all-around fullback in the game for his ability to block, catch, and occasionally run the football inside.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. The former Charger All-Pro Eric Weddle on the stop. On the defensive side of the ball, the starters for Los Angeles. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They have tried all season long to fix all the things that they need to in the running game, and they have been successful so far. I'm wondering if this is a time to just sell out. Make sure you have 8 in the box every time and bring a 9th and sometimes even a 10th to try and stop them from running the ball.
Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Aaron Donald racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Rams will go on offense here for the 1st and 10. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It didn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now a draw as Goff gives to Gurley. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Here we go. Check. Lucky.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
65.
Now a first down throw. Gone. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. D Ford in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone can go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
180. 54 Mike. Don't let him breathe.
3rd and long. It's gone. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. No score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Los Angeles. It is the Rams in possession as they've got it with 4th down and 1. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference. Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice gain.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. Now a play fake, Garoppolo. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And our attention shifts to Todd Gurley. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations. But a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Quan Alexander gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. To throw is Goff. Now left, he's got it to Everett. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now Goff. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here is Matt Prater now. He's got the leg for this as he holds the NFL record with a 64-yarder back in 2013. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. So 2 missed field goals for him now, and that's helped keep them with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, it's not the only reason they have a 0. The offense has been bogged down a few times now, but it's certainly not helping the cause any at all.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum? Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Pettis hauling this in from Garoppolo. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Garoppolo going to try and throw on third. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They go play action here on first down toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for Trent Taylor there, and that'll bring up second down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense, but in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job, way to knock it down.
On second and 10, Garoppolo, Aaron Donald. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a third and long. On third and long, it's Garoppolo. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
So Garoppolo off. Coming on is the veteran Robbie Gould for the 49er field goal. This will be, 38 yards out. And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Now it's Gould after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Jared Goff for the Rams headed back onto the field. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give it more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run.
And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Right there, 54, right there, right there.
On first down, Goff. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Here is Matt Prater now. He's got the leg for this as he holds the NFL record with a 64-yarder back in 2013. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
54, watch 54. Hey, pick it up, defense.
Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. As far as the early games go, we'll be watching that one in Houston. The Texans in for a fight as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being up in Seattle, where we find the Seahawks taking on the New York Giants. And finally, on Monday Night Football, should be a good one there between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. In the game you're watching, it was Jimmy Garoppolo who was brilliant in that first half. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game, as we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. And now the Rams have got it going the other way. And they are going to score on a fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. Some problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
Touchdown. Going the other way.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that.
Here we go.
So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo sliding out of the pocket to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Escaping the pressure right. He'll find Goodwin here on the right side. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from, working his way into the second.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was Matt Breida who had the touchdown run to put an end to it. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of this?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start. At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not only going to catch the football, he's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
On first down, it's Gurley. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
15 yards on the play, first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay.
On the jet sweep, they get this to Cooks. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Quan Alexander able to record his 5th sack of the season.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Prater's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So after 3 straight misses, he finally connects. And you know that one had to just feel like a monkey off his back.
Not just a monkey, probably a gorilla. That was a huge one on his back, because if he missed that one, we likely would not have seen him again the rest of the game.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 26. Working from the gun, Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Aaron Donald in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Flush to his right. Oh, going deep here for Taylor. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
12, fellas. Here we go. Switch. Check 13. Check 13. Slam.
Garoppolo looks to throw. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to kick it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball in the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts. Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Matt Breed in the offense heading back out. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the 35 on 2nd down, Garoppolo. He'll buy some time into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle. And his guys are going to have the football back as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Goff now perfect since the 2nd half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Here's Gurley. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, right there. 56.
Now Goff. And that's complete to Cooks. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 21. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Gone. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Here's Gone. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. 3rd and long. It's Gone. Going to Woods, but that pass is intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Scoring has really been at a premium. And, Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense, too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big 1st down to get away from the end zone. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Here we go.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Garoppolo. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Garoppolo again. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. Garoppolo now rebounding nicely after the interception. He's hit 4 straight to start the drive. It's 1st down. Garoppolo finding his tight end Kittle, and he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Garoppolo gives to Breida. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Here we go. What do you need?
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a two-score game. And this one is right down Broadway. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the fourth quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
Now it's Gold after splitting the uprights to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So Goff and the Rams down by 10. A minute 37 remaining. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. And that'll set them back 5. A false start backs them up 5. First and 15.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Goff now to throw. Throw left side, complete to Cup.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side. 2nd and 7.
Baby, that's big job.
Now it's Goff. It got his man complete. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Back to throw. Goff. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Goff in the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now Goff. Working the middle here, that's complete to Everett, the tight end. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So the victory here for San Francisco, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Niners, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Los Angeles, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.